when all the eyebrows, it's amazing how the eyebrows and the eyelashes, how that forms and expresses your personality. So when you're totally bald and you have the experience of just being stripped of, I grew up in Long Island, like huge Long Island hair. And I remember seeing my head bald, and my mom goes, well, it's a good head. It's a good head. And so as I stood there, I said, this is, as much as I love education, as I was standing there in my weakest moment, I literally said to myself out loud in a conversation with God, I said, God, thank you for this, because this is absolutely my PhD in suffering. And I know if I pass this Earth School class by your grace, then I will be able to reach a hand back in and touch the hearts of humanity more than any book knowledge could ever come close to. And I can assure you today, in less than 5 years, I went through the divorce, a double mastectomy, 16 chemos, 6 weeks of daily radiation, 14 surgeries. I had third-degree burns from my clavicle down to my midriff, so they had to slowly graft my back onto my front. So now I don't know if I'm coming or going most days. Legit. Most people will say that. And I had a MRSA staph infection. They found another tumor, just a bunch of different setbacks. Stress is the power you give to outside circumstance to define your worth, your value, and capability, including your conversation. Today, when I was talking to Melissa, I said, well, what do you want to talk about? And she said, conflict, and arguments, Just by a show of hands, how many people love a good argument? Is anyone here loves a good argument? Great, so you'll pop in that ring, no problem, right? You probably have certain body language, change your positionality a little bit, change your intonation, your facial expressions, and you step into that fight. How many people, when they're in the midst of conflict, that they prefer to flee? Anybody prefer to flee? Let me know when this is over. Any runners here? And how many people freeze? Just didn't know what to say. They were just coming at me like a spider monkey. I just had no idea what to say. Anybody freeze? And then you're like, man, I wish I would have thought of that 15 minutes ago. Anybody ever said that? Yeah, there we go. Now we're connecting a little bit on that part. Yeah, I wish I would have said that, because the brain freezes, actually. So you're shot in the back part of the brain, which is usually your place, I call it the animal planet, because you only have 3 choices of response. So if you open up your little brochure there that you have, you will find a card to write 1 to 3 things down. All you're looking for is one thing. Perhaps I've already said it. Write it down. Go over it in the next 24 hours. Go over it again. 2 times in 48 hours to up the stickiness of what it is that moved you today. Within 24 hours, 48 hours, if it's something you really want to transfer, a piece of wisdom, knowledge, insight, reminder, whatever it is, skill set that you'll learn tonight, then simply write that down, go over it 2 times within 48 hours. So usually you'll have 3 choices, and you'll see that card. There's a little card that says shift to positive thoughts above the line. You'll see the bookmark. So this is from my training with the Clarity Group, Clarity International. And gratefully, I'm part of the faculty there. Incredible group, incredible training, leadership training. This is just a small portion of it. I thought it would be fun tonight. Now, you'll see a little gray zone there. It says discomfort. When we're in a place where we are facing another human being or an overtly angry human being, it kind of gets a little bit uncomfortable, wouldn't you say? Right? Especially when the anger is not aligned with the circumstance, and they refer to that as misplaced anger. Has anybody ever been face to face with misplaced anger? Sure. Have you ever been a deliverer of misplaced anger? Sometimes. So you know how that feels.